and stuff like that to it, so you can make it so it pre-places the silo, and then you can't place your silo. You can't build a silo, and you have to go find the pre-placed silo. You can make it random or known location. You can make it so that you have to find all the silos on the map in order to win. That's a 50 silo challenge in some cases. And there are optional teleporters to make traveling between the distances a little easier. Because time is the most precious of all. Check on the idiot. All right, so I think I'm going to start with the mine and then build the furnaces around that. So I've turned off my bots. Let's see. I'm not going to put a miner down, but there's literally nothing. But if there's something, I'll consider it. So my theory is to split it in half. And then send the other half back in between. That's 8. Although this is only half of one, to be honest, but that's the way it's going to go. So the longest one I got is this, which is 44, 22, 11. We're going to go like that after 10. Mining. My productivity is 19. So it takes 63 of these. No. It takes 32 of these to fill the blue belt. I'm going to give it 22. And hope my productivity increases as I go. Also, I'm going to speed module these things. I forgot about that. Not sure how I'm going to do that. I think what's going to end up happening is that I'm going to, I would like to use a blueprint from editor, but I don't have it. So we're going to curl it down, I think. Because I got to pick a direction. Then I need to put modules in there. And then I'm going to blueprint it. Oh, I need to put the speaker in there too. There you are, little speaker. Oops. There's my speaker. There's my bots. I don't know how those got thrown out. Gotta be able to make a red wire. Good. Also good. And I need to fill you with these. Really weird that speed module or modules in general don't get added to existing machines. I get to go remove these again. Yay. Oh, I missed the entire row. Lols. Okay, so we're going to blueprint this. I'm going to make this obvious that this has underbelt and speed modules. So that will tell me that it feeds back. Select new contents. It's this. And I'll just have to fill it in a little bit. From there, we are going to need a 16. Now this thing, not that one, this one. This thing accepts 8, so this can feed. So it's 16 in, 16 out. Now there's this massive thing that is throughput unlimited, but I'm not worried about that. Then there's this relatively smaller one, which is more to my liking. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's the midpoint. Well, you can't cross that, huh? Can you cross that? Yep. Can you cross that? Oh, that's so clever. You're a good boy. You're a good Spidertron. Who's a good Spidertron? Just don't eat your poo. Well, somebody's got to go the extra distance. Might as well be you. Uh-oh. Missed one. I have visitors. One online. Thank you very much. How are you doing? How are all the overhauls treating you? I am redoing my smelting in Saudi Arabia for my science builds. Got halfway through my science builds and realized, you know what? I'm not making enough. Yeah, I was watching McIntyre play some pie earlier, and I'm just like, I don't understand that. There's a chart for pie that goes, how badly do you want to hurt yourself? Basically. Hi, Frankie. So I'm going with a different smelting design than I had before. Different mining. I'm going to expand my smelting. Be slightly larger. And so I've got to sort of plot things out here. And make it kind of generic so it's sort of headless. But unlike my usual stuff, I don't have a rail that I need to stick to. I want to get these pretty much as close as possible. So that I can minimize the belt use. Got to go over one. Well, it looks like it's going to go over two. Now, if I put that there, we're going to end up with that there. And then I think this is valid for me. Nope. I got to go with these on the same side. Yeah, this is what I got to do, but I got to make sure I get all the wires. Need to get that much of it. Oh. Oh, but you don't line up with that. Son of a gun, how do I do this? Oh, nutso. I would have to maintain 2 entire builds. God, I hate that concept. Oh, I hate that concept so much. But there is no way around that. So I am not having an extra shift for this, just for that. So basically I need to have fudge. Fudgy. So the problem is that this, when I put the station on the other side, it's off one because rails are 2 tiles. Which means that all of this needs to shift 1. Which is, fine. Okay, whatever. But it means that I need to maintain 2 blueprints. One for the rails on the one side and one for the rails on the other side. And that just kind of sucks for me. So I don't like having to manage multiple layouts. And I want a place to store this, but I guess the best place to store this is going to be here. Now this one's iron, but furnace, bacons. Well, it's actually a rail depot for furnaces. With bacons that use a 383. So it's a station for smelting, using beacons, using bacons. 383. Oh, I've got to put it A or B because it's going to have an A or a B. Because A is going to have it one way and B is going to have it the other. And then this is B. I'm going to have to do a bit of cleanup on this. Create a copy, put it here, change this to B, change this to B, select new content. Grab what I need to grab and nothing more. Don't grab the trains or the train fuel. Thank you very much. And these need to be adjusted because they currently only serve iron, and they need to be changed to be flexible to do copper as well. All right, so if this is a B, then all this goes away. Line this up as much as I can. And I guess I move that backwards. I move this back to where it was. And then I put down the A. And see if I can line that up with this as close to that as possible. And then I don't even know if the rails will line up on that. And I don't know if I want to do that anyways. Because I really like my rail lines to be clean. So if this were a T-junction, I could put it there. I'd have to move it up 2. If that were a T-junction like that, it would have to convert to a curve right away, which I don't much care. But it would neck down somewhere in there and then become a single. If this stayed like this, on the other hand, if I leave this the way it is, convert it to a T, I'd have a little bit of work to do. So then this has to go away. Try that again. That goes there. So we do want to get this as close as possible. Which is there. That thing is not that friendly to me. If a train were coming out here and it were to get to here and stop, that would be bad for me. So I need a train that is here, because these are 383 trains. So 383 train that gets to here and stops is Terabad. If it gets to here and stops, I should be fine. Because that should not block that. Right? Well, let's test that theory. We're right here. We've got no chance to test that theory because we don't have any trains on us. And we can't make one. Well, we do have the ability to put trains on us. I have a wagon that I carry around. I would need some rails and some signals. Although I wouldn't really need the power poles, but I like them. Speaking of like them, where's that guy? Could have swore I had some large power poles in here. There they are. All right. What we want to know is that at what point does the input line turn green when a wagon or train is on the rail? So if part of its butt is hanging out here, you will not be permitted to move forward. So a train must fully go past this point, which means that if I have a 383 train, it needs to get past that point. Or I need to put this somewhere in the middle of these two, which that's the only place it can go safely. So that if I now put a 383 where it would stop at that signal, it would be there. And I would rather do that. Okay, I'll have to memorize this. Okay, so we're going to have some slightly longer belts, but our rail network stays on grid. Then when we look at this, which is going to be a same side loader, opposite side loader. Actually, we're going to rename these from A to S. Same side loader. No, this is opposite side loader. Loaders are on opposite side the rail from the train stop. And then this becomes same. And so I need a same stop for this, right? Nope, I need an opposite side. We can see we got a couple of chests that need to be moved. And some overlap. Which is fascinating, to say the least. Like, where are the rest of those iron plates? Oh, yeah. All right. Place this down again. Obviously, I have a bunch of tree killing to go. Well, as Faceless would say, here I go killing again. Hi, Zoe. But I'm not using. Well, I am. They're technically they are grenades. They're called capsules, but they're in the family of grenades. It's a throne. It looks like a grenade. It has the symbol of a grenade. Yeah, we're just efficient. Then again, I don't think we're the first ones to use mustard gas in combat, so. Alright, let's go clear that out too. Of course, we also did use the biggest grenade in the history of all grenades, if you consider the atomic bomb a grenade, because you do throw it, you just let gravity do most of the work. Yeah, they are just really big grenades that you throw them by putting them on a airplane or a helicopter. Is an artillery shell a grenade? You're throwing it by putting explosives behind it. Is mortar a grenade? I think mortars, the first mortars were just grenades packed into a tube, which also implies that Anti-tank weapons, or the bazooka is also a grenade. I don't know what I'm going to do over there. If one of these can feed two, then I really need to redesign this. And I may need to not build this until I get that redesigned too. Don't build that. I don't care. I gotta admit, that's sexy. Yeah. I, Jesus. I did a thing. Ain't too much, is it? course, there's also the fact that I've got a bunch of stuff that I can't move over, but I've got a new build I'm doing, so maybe I can do that there. Does evenly distributed order prevent miners from producing more than a belt from oversaturating? No. It just takes half and sends it back this way and out that way. I'm taking advantage of the space in between the miners that I put power poles in. And now that I've done it, I'm thinking of a different design. Thank you for causing me to rethink what I was doing, because that's awesome. I'm at end game, and I'm still using early game technology in the form of power poles. So, and I'm needing to use underbelt to get what I want. Zoe, they're not dumb questions, they're simple questions. They're basic questions, right? They're white belt questions. And anybody who's ever done any martial arts will know that a white belt frame of mind is what everybody who's a master knows is the best frame of mind to have. Have the mind of a curious child, written in more scholarly books than I can count. So thank you, but it's not a dumb question. And also, I do it, so I recognize it. In so much as when I used to have a gerb, and there were, staff meetings and stuff, I would be asking questions that I know other people wanted to ask, but were too embarrassed because it's too basic of a question, or a dumb question, if you will. The only dumb question is the unasked question. When I'm helping people in my team, I work extra hard to make sure they never feel stupid for asking questions. Yeah. There are obviously examples, or, exceptions. But one of the things, and to touch on that a bit, one of the things I've identified about some people is that when they're asking what seems like an obvious question, what they're really trying to do is just talk. They need a reason to start or be part of a conversation, and some of that is asking that air quotes dumb question. And when you talk with them just a little bit, you realize that what it really comes down to is they want to have a conversation. they're bored or they're lonely or they're insecure. They don't know something, but they're hoping that if they talk to you, they can have the conversation, and they don't consciously know this. They can have the conversation evolve to the point where they can get more information. I gotta take a quick break. Hi, Egbert. I don't know, because it fits. When I design these 12 beacon layouts, like you see here, the thing about this layout is that it works for everything. Right? So if I were to temporarily place this here and take this and snippet it here, hi kitty cat. So here's a 4 belt in, 1 belt out with